Welcome to week 13 of the Fantasy Football Guru. I'm Gil Walchuk.
I'm Jordan Playdell.
And they already know that because we now have theme music and an intro.
We do. We have fans.
It's very cool.
It's very exciting.
All right. We were gone for a week and a half. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. You with some turducken?
I did have some turducken.
Excellent. I don't know what the that is. I can't say
You can't say that. We'll get cut on the FTC. Come on now.
Okay. So you're picking up.
You got to go out in the waiver wire, see if you can go get Adrian Peterson. You got to go get Patrick Korn on the Cobs. We've also got Fred Action Jackson. Fred's got an opportunity to play because every other running back in Buffalo's hurt. And then finally, if he's still on your waiver wire, Reggie Williams. Gil called him in his balls pick 4 weeks ago. Now he's a waiver wire pick. I think he's got 6 touchdowns. Garrard can throw the ball. So it's exciting. You might want to get him on your roster. He could be a good number 3 receiver in your lineup.
All right, let's move on to games we like.
I think the Green Bay-Dallas game is an all-out shootout. Both teams like to throw the ball. Both teams like to score. Dallas' secondary is weak, which gives Green Bay an advantage. Green Bay's got Woodson out. I really like this game from a standpoint probably in the 60s in total scoring points. The other game, which could be even a higher scoring game, is Cleveland-Arizona. I don't know if there's a defensive back who's healthy that started the year in the starting lineup for either one of these teams, and both teams can throw the ball. You're looking at possibly an 80-point game.
All right, so there's some other games that just are going to flat out be bad football games because it's week 13 of the NFL and there's mediocre teams, but that could be really high scoring and good for fantasy. So who do you got there?
I like the St. Louis-Atlanta game. These are 2 very bad teams from a record standpoint. However, St. Louis offensively, if Mark Bulger plays, has a chance to really put up some points against the Falcons. And St. Louis plays such poor defense that the Falcons are anemic on offense, but not so anemic that they can't take advantage of St. Louis. The other game that has 2 bad teams is the New York Jets at Miami. They're 30th and 31st in defense. No matter who's doing what there, I could see a lot of points being put up on the board here.
All right, so let's talk about individual players. Who do you like? Who do you want to get in there at quarterback?
Well, I think from a quarterback perspective, I like Matt Schaub, I like David Garrard, I like Derek Anderson, and I like Kurt Warner. You'll notice Anderson and Warner playing in that game, that marquee game, the Cleveland-Arizona game. Schaub gets to go against Tennessee. That means Houston won't be able to run the ball, which means there'll be a lot of points put up on the board from an aerial perspective. And then you have Garrard, who plays against Indianapolis, which means he's going to be forced to score points and throw the ball. And he's been doing a pretty good job lately doing that.
All right, and carrying the rock, who you like?
I like Jamal Lewis. For some reason in Cleveland, he's had a 100-yard game last week. He gets against Arizona, who gave a lot of yards, 200-plus to Gore last week combined. I like Thomas Jones because he's going to go up against the 31st rushing defense in the league in the Dolphins, and I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I like Huggy Bear Fargas, a.k.a. Justin Fargas. Huggy Bear has been on fire. He gets the ball a lot. Oakland cannot throw the ball, and they can run the ball, and he gets to play against Denver, who doesn't play the run very well. And then finally, I like Ernest Graham. I watched him last week. From Florida.
There you go.
He's a Gator. He goes like this.
There he does.
But he doesn't do that after touchdowns, which is a little disappointing. You got to get everybody to practice that. But Ernest Graham, again, he plays against the Saints. The Saints aren't so great against the run, but he can get you a touchdown. I think this game is going to be a 17-7 game, and the Bucs are going to be conservative. On the wide receiver side, I'm putting Reggie Williams in my lineup. I think he's earned it as a number 3 receiver. He's my guy. I like him against Indianapolis. It's a good matchup. He's big receiver. They tend to give up some touchdowns in that area there. I like Isaac Bruce. He gets to go against the second cornerback in Atlanta, which may not even be the Chris Houston. It may actually be a Lewis Sanders, which can be a better matchup for Isaac. I like Andre Johnson this week, and I actually like Steve Smith this week. I think this week against San Francisco gives up a lot of points through the air. If Vinny Testaverde's a quarterback, it's the only way I would say that Steve Smith's a good player. Otherwise, the rest of those guys are pretty solid. It is key to pay attention to the weather. It is now the time of year where there actually weather can go bad. Global warming has taken effect, and now winter started in December. So I think you got to pay attention to weather, folks. It's important. And this is your last week to make the playoffs. I know there's a lot of teams out there who are going to be looking at their final weeks. I'm one of them in a couple leagues. In another league, I'm safe. In another league, I'm on the borderline. So you just got to make sure you pay attention. Weather is important. Make sure your kickers are going into places where they actually have a chance. If you have a chance to get a player or a kicker from a high-scoring game, remember, roster changes don't matter. If you don't make the playoffs, you have no chance at winning the Cup. Or is that NASCAR?
I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, in all seriousness, we're wrapping up, but we do want to give our condolences and thoughts are out to the Taylor family. We're both dads. Certainly can't imagine what life would be like if our kids were left without us. Horrible, senseless violence. No need for it. Fix it, people. Let's not kill each other. Let's do it on the football field. Have a great week. That's a wrap for week 13. We'll see you next week.